I'm sad. Why? How can I deal with it? I've been trying to answer these questions for a long time. My name is Igor, I'm from Poland, and in this video I will try to illustrate my current situation and tell you why I decided to make it. I will briefly tell you about my life. I'm 22. Um, I've been an introvert since I was little. Always had a small circle of friends. Um, until high school, it was natural for me to learn, just a duty to do in order to get into proper studies. I had my own hobbies, which obviously seemed much more interesting to me. For example, astronomy. High school ended. Here we have 2017. I went to another city to study architecture, and two problems showed up. The first one was the feeling of loneliness. I had there hardly any friends from my hometown. Most of them went to other cities. I managed to fix partially this problem by getting to know several people at university and also by finding a girlfriend. Second problem, at the end of the academic year, I quit architecture. I didn't really like it, or maybe just I wanted to sleep at night. In the next academic year, I started to study IT. It was quite a natural choice for me. I was thinking about this major even before architecture, and I'm into playing computer games a lot. I would also like to create them. I went through the whole year quite smoothly. However, my age-old procrastination was becoming more and more apparent during my studies. It was a bit different in school because there was someone watching over me. My parents didn't tolerate skipping classes. Here all I had left was self-discipline, which left a lot to be desired. Problems started to accumulate. I started to feel that my life wasn't going the way I wanted it to. More and more often I felt sad, subconsciously avoiding social contacts, partly because of the fear that people might be overwhelmed by how I felt. In the next year, I increasingly often postponed important matters until later, couldn't get down to work and study. I often resorted to playing computer games, which occupied my mind when negative thoughts were coming. When I had to study or work, I drew portraits. I would sit in the window to mindlessly watch what was going on in the outside. I would lose the will to do anything. All of this led me to realize at Christmas that I couldn't catch up on my studies in the state. I told my parents about it, and we concluded that I would take a break from the university for the sake of mental health and return to study for the new academic year. Months began to pass, and I mainly drifted between custom drawing and postponing everything. It must be stressed that I have rather exaggerated idea of my future. I set high standards for myself, and thus my helplessness was all the more evident. At this point, I reached the final straw. I'm fed up with the way it all turned out. Enough blockades, enough sadness, procrastination, and bad habits. For the last 3 months, I abused playing one online game. I was playing with my brother and a friend. And about a month ago, I suddenly decided to stop because competitive games changed my priorities. I would try to be as good as possible in it, and despite the fact it cost me a lot of time and I don't really need it for anything. I left myself the opportunity to play single player games such as The Witcher, and so far I'm not abusing them. I've been also reading books every day for a few months, which I used to like very much, but I neglected it a lot during my studies. However, it still does not solve the rest of my problems. This video, as well as the next ones that I'm going to record, is meant to keep me motivated. I will set my goals in them and show you the progress of my work, mainly in drawing and programming. They should appear at most several days apart. I don't expect a large audience, although I hope that someone will watch it, and in this way I will be more motivated to push on. That's why I encourage you to comment if, for example, you have similar problems yourself. I would also like to know what do you think about all of it. If you are curious how my efforts will turn out, subscribe. Have a nice day.